endless front across the space. This is your host, Cosmo Lord, and today we're gonna take a look about the new fire support that's being released across all the OCG with this new card for Age of Overlord and a new structure deck for Fire Kings. You know, Konami is trying to push fire archetype as a whole, attribute I mean as a whole, because fire was an archetype that was kinda misleading. I mean, you know, when this game first started, usually when fire archetypes are designed, they usually try to make burn damage to your opponent. Try to be as possible as a fast card with low mana cost in the case of Magic, or being able to make piercing damage in the case of Duel Master or maybe Digimon. In all the games, fire means attack, means burn, and in Yu-Gi-Oh, when they start the game, it was kind of like that, but they missed the target because burning is just an insane powerful tool that when you don't control quite well, it can go out of the mark, and maybe you can create a monster. They try to make fire and water the two rivals, and they actually make two structure deck that back in the day, everybody picked the water one. I mean, the fire one was led over. It was not that great. Yeah, you have the baseballer guy that can increase the attack in terms of how many fire monsters you had, but overall it was quite slow. It didn't have a way to control the board as Aqua did, and Legendary Ocean was really broken. You have ODK with limited removal with the water machine that take directly. I'm talking about really old times. And then we have following rivalry again with Fire Fist and Mermaid. And time has showed us that Mermaid has stayed as the relevant archetype, while Fire Fist structure and weight of fusion have been left over. And then we have the following treatment: Gishki and Laval. I mean, yeah, Gishki and Laval have a new support in the last years, but Laval didn't even make to the top of tournaments, while Gishki mixed with Sprite was a really top contender until they hit the Link one. So now we're back again with another proposal from Konami. They try to push forward these archetypes, the fire especially. They understand now, we have abandoned some types of monster left. Happens with Aqua. They finally made the most powerful archetype of the entire history of the game. I feel like that's Tiaraments, and that was a Aqua deck that was quite unique. And then they're pushing forward to Pyro. I need to say that because maybe this year, after Dueling Nexus and after the Soulborn Duels pack, TCU will have his full year with really good fire support across the board because it was needed. Not all the people actually enjoy to play water decks. I am the one that feels that fire is an attribute that I like the most. There are so many cards that I enjoy that are fire. And the last deck that we had from fire was Salamangreat, but Salamangreat was Cyberse. So Pyro that was a misleading type of monster. They didn't have enough support. Nobody cares about Pyro until now. Until Konami decides to give Volcanic a new way of support, a new way to play the dead, and it has exploded in popularity. People have loved the Volcanic support. It has not been that great in the OCG, to be fair, but Konami is trying to make Volcanics be relevant, or at least give the proper support that they need, the Pyro as a whole, because maybe in the future you can have a really good Pyro archetype. I don't think Konami will release a really meta contender Pyro deck for what I'm seeing, but maybe it will be really good, really powerful, and can compete with the meta. Because the support that is bringing to the table is quite powerful. They give Aurora for Pirate, that's quite insane, and now they're giving us a Fahrenheit. There's this card, this XC level 4, 23 attack. You can detach one card and add a reptile. So here we have the same. but as fire for Pyro. So you can detach these are two materials level 4. You can detach one material from this card, take one Pyro monster for your deck, and either add it to your hand or send it to the graveyard. This is insane and really easy to do in Volcanics. You just need two cards for this card. You summon either the Volcanic Rocker and the new one, the 1000 attack monster. I forget his name. You search any of the cards that you need. Usually, you search the rocket, you activate the Blaze Accelerator, you summon this card, you search any other card you need, and then when these two, you can make this card. Usually in Volcanics, you usually go for the Salaman Railing 2. Now you can go for this one, and it's better because now you can detach and you can add any Pyro. It doesn't matter the level, so you can add the big volcanic monster to your hand to be able to summon. Or you can send any Pyro, like imagine you can sell Scatter Shot to your hand, and when the F of the rocket, you already search the drop card. So then you have Regeki with the drop card and Scatter Shot on hand. So insane. And the other effect is really good. If this card becomes banished and you control a Pyro monster, you can special summon this card. And usually, what you do in Volcanics, you banish quite a lot of Pyrots. So this card can bring back, and this card can gain 100 attack for each monster monster you control was banished until the end of this turn. Amazing effect because normally you will have a lot of monster banish in order to inflict burn damage to your opponent with Volcanics. And while this is more suited for Volcanics, it can be used in any other Pyro. We are having a new deck, Snake Eye, something like that. That's Pyro based deck. Maybe in the future they will release a level 4 one, and maybe a way to make this card more relevant. But overall, amazing card design, really good, and love the design of this card. Yeah, love her design. It's quite amazing. So moving on to the structure deck for Fire King. Okay, so Konami is trying to revamp all the structure deck that we had previously back in the day. This one takes me back to 2011 when they released Lord of Tachyon Galaxy. The fire was kind of relevant until they create the Dragon Rulers and Spellbook thing, but it was kind of relevant back in the day, 2010 or something like that. And then we finally have Fire King. Fire King had a support in the quite a couple of years. Arvada, the killing if monster effect destroying a fire. So that card is amazing. And now we have a new support that's quite nice because Arvada alone didn't make the deck to be as good as possible. But this card is a XC Garuni Eternity. He had good attack staff because something that was missing from Farkin that if they put a monster that can be destroyed by card effects with a lot of attack, you couldn't be able to pass over. So now maybe they bring more attack so you can fight any of those monsters. If this card is a 6 summon, you can destroy a monster on field. So right away, it triggers the effect of the level 8-1 Garonics that we previously had. You can detach one material from this card. The entire one spell trap card on field destroyed, and if you do, this card gains 500 attack. That's quite good. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. This card becomes stronger. I told you that's one of the problems that Fire King actually had. If this card, when material is destroyed, you can special some more Fire King monster for your graveyard or to the number of material this guy had. Oh, that's quite interesting. But normally you would only spend two, unless you have the ability to summon multiples level 8. We will see. Because normally when Garnets came to the field, you break everything in their standby phase, so you let alone just win Garnets. So I don't know. If your monster whose original attribute is fire is destroyed by battle card effect, you can special summon this card from your graveyard. Okay, that's how you make a standard or hand. If this card is normal special summon, you can destroy one fire beast, water, or wind beast monster for your hand deck or face up, except sacred fire king guarantees. So it's exact itself. And if you do, discard an attack equal to the health of the monster destroyer had. Oh, that's quite nice. So now Fire King doesn't have to play around. I don't have attack enough attack to deal with any monster. Now you can deal with any monster. If you have a monster that's a problem, you can deal with it. Maybe you can destroy it by card effects, or you can deal with it by battle. So that's a really good addition to the strategy. Yeah, I was wondering how they can make this archetype better. And then we have another level 8. Okay, everything is level 8 to make the XC playable. During your main phase, if this card is in your hand, with the effect, you can destroy one other fire monster in your hand or face up on field, special summon this card. Okay, if this card is destroyed instead to the graveyard, you can special summon one Fire King monster from your hand or graveyard, except High King Avatar Kirin. Then destroy one card on field. Oh, that's quite nice. I mean, all these cards are really good for the strategy of Fire King monster. Will these cards be enough to be top tier contendant? Well, maybe this last card will tell us. When this card is a continuous spell card, when this card is resolved, you can place one Fire King Island from your dead face up in the field zone. Whoa, that's insane! You have now 6 Fire King items, and you wanna see that card. This card is even good for Cosmo. On sprint turn, if this card is in your field zone, will be destroyed by card effect. You can destroy one fire monster instead. So what we have here is a really powerful addition of power creep to Fire King Island, because now you can protect your Fire King Island. Something that happened back in the day is that people will try to go for your Fire King Island so you can destroy all your field. So it didn't matter how broken the board was. If they go through a mystical Space Typhoon and they destroy the card, you screw. But now you have an ability to protect yourself. And not per turn that your opponent, if your opponent plays summon a monster, you can immediately after this effort result exit summon one fire XC monster using only Fire King monster you control as material. Whoa, that's insane. I mean, what you're telling me is that now I can special summon Guardians from the graveyard in my standby phase, destroy. Then, since I destroy, I can special summon this guy, right? Because no, okay, if you can special summon this guy for you. Okay, if your monster who doesn't, okay. Since Guardians went back to the field and you usually destroy another monster with your effects, this card can be special summoned from grave. So now you have 2 level 8s on board. So wherever your opponent special summon a monster, you can trigger this card effect to special summon the XC and then blow all field again. So you will blow the field again and again. I don't know, guys. This archetype seems really good. I don't know if it has the ability to be to really meta contender, because there's a problem with this archetype. All your cards, your best monster, are level 8. Yes, you have this card that you can destroy a level 8 monster, but this card doesn't. So maybe you can get a break with all the Scarrons in hand. And if you draw all the other Fire Kings level 4 ones, they don't quite mix with this. You need that card to break them, and that's Fire King Island. Or you can actually try to put the Sacred Phoenix or the Oldest or the Fire King of the Cycle. That they are really good cards. This is all the dead. It comes really well with really good cards, but overall, I don't know. Okay, that's are just reprints. We're missing a lot of cards, of course, but overall, I don't know, guys. I feel this deck has potential, and I'm seeing a potential mix between this and Cosmo. I mean, we already had really good synergy between the two archetypes, but now that we're having this continuous spell drop card and ability to have the field quite easily, I do feel we can make a really good combos with it. I will try this out alone, and then I will try with Cosmo, and I will give you guys a deck profile of this. So tell me, guys, what you think about Farking as a whole. Would you do you think these cards will break the archetype? Will be fair enough? And if you're excited for this new support, so tell me, leave in your comments below, subscribe, and leave it a like, guys. It helped me quite a lot. Thanks you for watching, and see you guys later.